A child is someone under the age of 18, and because of this, we can find 12 main rights. Every child deserves equal treatment, regardless of their gender, identity, sex, sexual orientation, race, ethnicity, religion, physical appearance, ability, socioeconomic status, nationality, ideology, or other personal identities. The second one is the family. Every child has the right to live with their family with a sense of belonging, love, and in a good environment. Thirdly, young people deserve the best possible healthcare, nutritious food, clothing, clean water, electricity, and safe housing, as well as mental, psychological, emotional, and physical health. Now we have protection from harm. Every child deserves freedom from abuse. Children should be free from harmful work, drugs, sexual abuse, human trafficking, corporal punishment, emotional and psychological abuse, harmful detention, war, and any other forms of exploitation. Number 5 is identity. Children must be registered when they are born, and they can receive access and transmit own documents. Official records should include their name, place and date of birth, and family relation. Every child has the right to an education. Primary education should be free. Secondary education should be accessible to every child. Education should prepare children to participate as active citizens, teaching them about responsibility and a sense of community. They should also develop their personalities, talents, skills, rights, and abilities while learning to respect others' autonomy, rights, cultures, and differences. Children have the right to speak, express, and share what they learn, think, and feel. Children have also the right to join or create groups and organizations and advocate for change, as long as they do not harm others. Children have the right to transmit and receive information through the internet, radio, phone, television, books, and other resources. Governments should make access to information as free as possible. They should share information from multiple sources and in multiple languages. Every child deserves privacy. The law must protect children's privacy in all areas, including online. Personal documentation of children should not be published, as well as child's family, home, personal communications, and reputation should be protected. Every child has the right to engage in cultural and creative activities that should represent children of all backgrounds, and they should be allowed to create art that is controversial or unpopular without fear of censorship. If a child is victimized, traumatized, displaced, separated from their parents, or otherwise subject to harm, they should receive reparation and rehabilitation. Children have the right to receive help after enduring any type of pain, trauma, or neglect, so they can regain their health, dignity, and identity. Finally, governments must do everything possible to ensure that children enjoy all their rights and develop in a safe and free society. If the laws of a country protect children's rights better than the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child, those laws take higher priority. Finally, governments should make active efforts to inform children about their rights in order to guarantee that they have a healthy and full life.
Hi guys, today I'm going to be talking about children's rights and how we can implement this in a school setting and how teachers and adults can really help children implement this. So the first one I'm going to talk about is how we shouldn't compare children and we shouldn't allow this to happen in a classroom environment. We should allow them to be their individual own self and they're individual by their talents, opinions and characteristics. Now I'm going to go into the second example. So now I'm going to talk about the second one. And this is about how children should process their emotions through play. It is important to allow them to discuss their emotions. And if they're unhappy in something, then they should discuss it with their peers or their teachers. It is important for them to have a voice. The third one I'm going to talk about is how we shouldn't allow discrimination in the classroom environment. We need to teach each other about all the different cultures and that everyone is different in their own little way, but it's okay, and that they should be congratulated for their ethnicity and not be victimized for it. Now I'm going to talk about the next example, which is important for the children to have available drinking water in the school environment, that they have the right to drink and eat. The next example I'm going to talk about is how children should be able to speak about when they're suffering or when they don't understand a certain subject, and not to be discriminated for it or not to be victimized for it. They should be congratulated for speaking up about how they feel about that particular subject. The next example I'm going to talk about is how children should be able to speak up if a teacher isn't treating them in the right manner and if they're being aggressive towards the child. This can be both physically or emotionally, and that there should be a big support group for the student to talk about it. And the last part I'm going to talk about is how children should be congratulated for what kind of gender they are and not victimized whatsoever.
That's why child rights matter, and well, for me it's just plain simple. We're all humans, right? Young and old, so it's only logical that the human rights are also applicable for children, but then maybe more specific, such as right to education, etc. Also keep in mind that the children are the world's future, so they have to take care of us when we are older and in need of their help.
Child rights matter because we need to view all children as having their own views, identities and beliefs. It is our role to recognise this and support child's rights and children, providing them all with equal opportunities.
The Convention sees a child as an individual and a member of a family and a community. That's why it is important for them to have rights and responsibilities according to their age and their stage of development.
Okay, so for me, child rights are very important because most people realize that every human being has rights, but the children are often not taken into account, that they have their needs. They have needs that need to be fulfilled, of a loving home, for example, or, the right to education.
For me, it's important because we need to protect their interests and needs and to create a good environment in which they can develop their own skills and to have a full and healthy life.
I believe child rights matter, as throughout history, children have been abused and exploited. Children have had to face hunger and homelessness, as well as being denied basic healthcare and education. I believe no child should have to live this way. Child rights help to ensure that each and every child is treated equally.
Child rights matter because children are neither the property of their parents nor the needy recipients of charity. Since children are seldom in a position to advocate in their own self-interest, a legislative system which acts in the best interests and acts to protect children is crucial.
Child rights matter because children, as vulnerable members in our society, are unable to make their voices heard or also to represent themselves and their needs on a larger platform. And therefore, I believe that a set of rights helps to ensure that every child has access to good quality life.